Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. I have a very interesting reaction video for you. Oh yeah, if you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. What I'm going to do is report about that crazy ass lying woman named Jada Pinkett Smith. Now let's go ahead and talk about Jada. Now what I have for you today, I'm gonna have Charleston White talking about her. I'm gonna have Earthquake, the comedian, talk about her. I'm gonna have Candace Owens talking about her. I'm gonna have everybody talking about her but Will Smith. So we'll go ahead and get into the story right now. You tell me what you think about this in the comments. First, let's start out with one of the biggest lies she got to talk about. Tupac Shakur. This is all brand new. Let's get to it.
A lot of people might not know, but he proposed to you while he was in jail.
I talk about this in the book when I go to see him in Rikers, when I wrote about that in the book and when I had to talk about it, speak my words for the audible version of the book. That was probably one of the more painful parts, seeing him there, the condition that he was in and having to leave him there. And he was in bad shape. And so when he asked me to get married, he was at Rikers. And I knew at that time that he needed somebody to do time with him, which I was gonna do anyway. You didn't have to marry me to do time, right? I'm here.
All right, let me go ahead and rip this up right quick. Let me tell y'all something. I hope y'all don't believe this woman. Now, I don't know if this happened or not, but the reason I'm saying don't believe her is because she's trying to sell a book. You have to understand the power of sensationalism. You have to understand the power of controversy. She knows by saying that Tupac Shakur, who cannot respond to the allegation that she's making, if she just mentioned the fact that he wanted to marry her, it will help her with her book. It will bring more attention to her book. Now, I'm a big Tupac fan. I was alive when he was alive before he died. And those of you who knows his music, that know his music, he was a very straightforward person. He didn't hold nothing back when he talked. If he ever tried to propose to Jada Pinkett Smith, don't you think that would have came out of his mouth at one time, at some point in his career? This woman is using Tupac to bring more attention to her book because people are already saying that she is still in love with Tupac Shakur, and she's just using that as a tool of manipulation to get more views, and it sucker people in. People are just captivated by the fact that she's talking about Tupac Shakur. I personally do not believe that. If you want to believe that BS, it's up to you. Let's keep going.
You see why we love you.
And then he needed a rock. He needed, because of our friendship and because of everything we had been through together, he just wanted to feel that solidified foundation. You know, because I promise you, he would have married me and divorced me as soon as his ass left jail. He would have.
Right.
I'll be real with it.
Right.
Because so many people in that position don't have support.
Right.
None at all.
None. You know?
And he got the best.
Right. He was just like, look. And I just think it was the mind state that he was in. You know, he wrote me this long letter. And I think even before Pac went to jail, he was starting to shift in a certain manner.
Good or bad?
Good. Really good. And I think that for him, he just felt like, okay, if I can tether myself, it'll keep me on a trajectory.
Well, that's up to y'all if y'all don't believe that. I do not believe that. I think that woman is using Tupac, and I don't think she has any shame. This is what you call a dark empath. For those of you who do not know what a dark empath is, I encourage you to look that up, but I'll try to paraphrase or summarize it for you. It's a woman or a man who has the ability to just sense your emotional state of being, and based on what they see in you emotionally, they know what to say, they know what to do to manipulate you by playing with your emotions, make you think things, to make you feel things. These people, you have to check it out for yourself. I'm gonna play something else up here for you, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me what you think about it.
You think Will would be happier divorced? I think Will will be happy once he comes to the realization, like most men, that you in love with a woman that don't love you, and no matter what you do or what you give or what you have achieved, it's not gonna be sufficient.
Why don't you think she loves him? They've been married for 20 plus years, Quay.
Hey man, a lot of women settle. My aunt settled. My aunt settled because she wanted to get out of my grandmama's house. He had a house somewhere to stay. Go ahead. It's been for.
Well, that used to be a long time.
That's true. Women will settle for the best option and not love you. There are women who marry men because they have millions of dollars and don't really love them, but they see the payoff. They see if I'll be with him for 4 or 5 years, getting there real good, then I'm going to divorce him. I don't want him anyway. So I will suck on his pipe. I will lick his sack. I will eat his booty. I will do everything I need to do to get those millions of dollars from him. Okay? Women do not have to love you to marry you. That's what they should do. They should love you, but they do not have to. It happens all the time. Women who are gold diggers, they can still marry as gold diggers and still take half of your belongings and all of your assets as well. Jada Pinkett Smith don't love him. She's hanging on to him. She still gets some type of clout because she's with Will Smith. If Will Smith has separated, honestly separated, because we'll get to that point later. If he really cut her off 10 or 15 years ago and left her alone, do you really think she will still get the attention that she gets now? The only thing that really makes her stand out today is the fact that she got this whole fiasco going on with Will Smith. It's not because of her acting career. She kind of fell off. No one's really asking for Jada Pinkett Smith no more. Jada Pinkett Smith, she still look kind of good, but she looking older now. She hit the wall. She doesn't look the way she did in Menace to Society and all them other ones. Jason Lurgan, when she was really cute in the face. She's getting older. All right, let's just keep it real.
Time ago, I don't think
still here. It's just a higher level. It's still a higher level. It's several. He is not the man of her dreams. And she constantly throw it in his face. That's why you bring up Tupac. Got his daughter sitting there. Please come back, Tupac. I know you're alive. So me and mommy could be happy.
That's because Tupac was smashing Jada. I don't care what nobody say. There's no way a woman can be that platonic and that emotionally attached to anyone if there's no penis being slid into the cooter. Unless, of course, she's thought about it and the opportunity never happened. But for you to keep bringing up Tupac after he's dead and Willow Smith wasn't even born yet, then Willow Smith writing letters about Tupac, that means that's coming from the lips of Jada Pinkett Smith. It's not coming from Will Smith. If she heard Will Smith talk about it, it's probably because he's talking about it in disgust or jealousy and wanting her to shut the hell up about Tupac. That comes from Jada. Jada knows how to push that man's buttons. She is an abusive woman. She is not physically abusive. She is mentally abusive, emotionally abusive, and spiritually abusive. That's how a woman is abusive to a man, because most women, of course, know that you cannot beat a man physically. So they go for other ways, which is through your heart and your mind and your spirit, and do the most damage that you could ever have seen in your life.
His child right now, and she wasn't even born.
No.
When Tupac was alive. So that comes from the mother. It comes from a mother, man. It's some different degree, no matter what relationship we have. You don't supposed to have your son's friend in your house where you pay for and the rest of it. It's a degree of respect. When a woman loves you, there's certain lines they just won't cross, regardless of your behavior.
Right.
Regardless on how you, because I love you, I ain't gonna do that to you.
Exactly. He makes a point. If a woman loves you, if she cheats on you, and she do things behind your back, there's still going to be some type of respect where she's not going to do certain things, even though she's cheating on you, because she may genuinely care about you. For a woman to do what she did, she absolutely have no respect and no love for Will Smith. She is using him still to this day. Now, let me get into some of the parts, what she's talking about before. I got some more stuff for you. Different people going to speak about it. I'm going to what's her name? Jada speak. And at the end, I got a shocker for you at the end of this thing. Let's go ahead, Jada. Go ahead and lie to us, baby.
I feel like you're a straight talker.
I am.
Except you're not sometimes.
Yeah.
So why do that? Like, what was the reason?
I think just not being ready yet. Still trying to figure out between the two of us how to be in partnership, right? And in regards to how do we present that to people, you know? And we hadn't figured that out.
Why did the relationship fracture?
Oh, why it fractured, that's a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I think by the time we got to 2016, we were just exhausted with trying. I think we were both kind of still stuck in our fantasy of what we thought the other person should be.
Jada said,
You got two immature people right here who don't know how to let go, and there's children involved. This is why their children are as freaky and weird as hell. I said what I said. All those kids in their family are fucking weirdos. All of them. They look weird as hell. I'm talking from Willow to the boy who was in the movie. All of them are weird. They look like some mutants or some shit. It's something weird with them kids. It's because their parents are off. The parents are weird too. They are just some weird, immature individuals.
We're both kind of still stuck in our fantasy of what we thought the other person should be.
Jada says she considered a legal divorce, but could never go through with it.
I made a promise that there will never be a reason for us to get a divorce. We will work through whatever. And I just haven't been able to break that promise.
Because she is benefiting from the status of Will Smith. You mean you have enough reason to be separated for 7 years, live in different homes for 7 years, and lie to the public pretending that you are still a couple. You had enough reason to do all that, but you couldn't divorce. When she go on the red carpet with Will Smith, it helps her career. Will Smith don't need her. Will Smith is in love with her. He still loves this woman. The only way Will Smith is going to get over Jada is if he go cold turkey and cut her off for about, maybe 5 or 6 years before he even starts to get over this, to be honest with you. Will Smith, I think he might be a generally good dude, but I think he is one of them dudes that we used to call, where I grew up, a tender dick dude, meaning that he could put his pipe in somebody and fall in love with her instantly. He is whipped behind her. She was pretty when he got with her. And now he done had kids with this woman. He is still in love with that woman, but she does not love him. She is using him. Period. That's what I really believe.
but you still live separately.
We live separately.
Now, what sense does that make? What sense does that make to be married and live in 2 different homes? Now, who agree with this? I guarantee you that it was her idea to do that. I don't think it was, no man gonna say, hey, baby, I love you, we got children, let me go ahead and build a house over here, and you build a house over there, and we just get together later on. No one does that. Now, let me go ahead and talk about, well, let me go with Charleston first. That's my boy. We're gonna get Charleston in this right quick.
Why do you think he's still married to Jada? Why is he still in there? She's clearly shitting on him.
Ain't no different than a nigga that whoop his bitch and the woman stay with the man that whoop her. Same thing. She love that rotten motherfucker. She don't like the ass whooping, but she love him enough to take the ass whooping. That's love. Love ain't about what you can give, nigga. Love is about what you can take.
You got a good point. I see her as in that same situation. Like a man will be abusing his woman, the woman keep going back. She abuses him and he keep going back to her. He still tolerates this stuff. You get what I'm saying? And like you said, love is about how much you could take. That's true. When you are in love with people, you will let them slide with things that you will not let anyone else slide with because you love them. The thing is, Will Smith have a heavy investment, a deep attachment to Jada Pinkett Smith. So much to the point that he let her run over him. She just run over him. And when a woman see that she can run over you, and she gonna keep pushing that goalpost, bro. She go, oh, I got away with this. I'm gonna try this. Let me try this. Let me try this. And you're gonna keep taking it until your balls drop and you say, look, enough is enough. I'm going to leave you. Some of the most powerful thing you can do, one of the most powerful things you can do to a woman to show her that you mean business is that you can walk away from her. I'm telling you, try it.
So shit, man, no. He love that hoe. Fuck you talking about? And then, nigga, yeah, they probably do some freaking. Yeah, they probably done some things, nigga. They gotta kill each other if they leave each other. Yeah, you leave me, you might tell somebody.
Why do you think he's still?
Exactly. I got some more stuff on there for you. I'm saving the best for last because I'm gonna show one of them ladies on, I think it's called a Real Talk, one of them talk shows, how they try to justify the horrible behavior. Now let's get into this accusation she made about Chris Rock. Let's get it. I can't make this screen any bigger. This is how this clip is.
Jada Pinkett also talks to People magazine. She says, every summer, all the reports will come out that me and Will were getting a divorce.
Spill that tea, girl. Go
And
ahead.
this particular summer, Chris Rock, he thought that we were getting a divorce. So he called me and basically he was like, I'd love to take you out.
Go ahead, Rashana.
Pinkett Smith said that she was taken back by the call. She said she was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, aren't you and Will getting a divorce? I was like, no, Chris, those are just rumors.
You gonna
Pinkett
pull your
Smith
fan out,
recalled.
girl? Where your fan at?
Pinkett Smith recalled he was appalled and profusely apologized, and that was that.
Now, I want to give you some backstory to the infamous slap that Will Smith did. Now, I had another clip I didn't use yet about one of the other comedians where Will Smith tried to run up on a comedian way before this even happened because he's a jealous-hearted man. Another man was talking to her and he tried to punk him too. But that's one of the reasons why I think this. Now I'm going to Candace Owens. She gonna give you her feedback about it. Then I'm gonna get to the best part, the best clip. I want to tear that apart. Let's go ahead after this one, I believe. Let's get started. 1 second.
Happy Wednesday, everybody.
One second. I want to make this bigger for you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make the screen bigger for you on that. Oh, you can see that. That's all good. I'm gonna do it like this anyway. 1 second. Let's get it started.
Question of the day, is Jada Pinkett Smith plausibly the most unlikable woman in Hollywood? I think she is, and she's recently come out to reveal that she and Will Smith have secretly been separated for 7 years. Lots that I want to say about that. Plus, later on in the show, you're not going to believe this, but Gavin Newsom has signed a bill. And it's not a bill that's going to fight illegal immigration in the state. It's not a bill that's going to deal with all of the crime in the state. Rather, it is a bill creating a new Ebony Alert, specifically for missing Black people. Okay, Gavin Newsom. All that and more today coming up on Candace Owens.
Here we go.
Will Smith smacking Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars. What's going on behind the scenes? Well, Jada Pinkett Smith is now doing a press tour to reveal that actually her and Will Smith have secretly been completely separated for the last 7 years. And now they are growing exhausted with maintaining the lie. She sat down with Hoda Kotb of the Today Show, and here's what she had to say. Take a listen.
So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
Yes.
y'all have been apart.
Yeah. I made a promise that there will never be a reason for us to get a divorce. We will work through whatever. And I just haven't been able to break that promise.
But you still live separately.
We live separately.
A lot that I can say there, but I'm just going to state the obvious, which is that Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith are frauds. It's annoying to me to watch pieces of this interview, which are circulating, in which Hoda and the Today Show cast almost make it seem like, oh, well, isn't this brave that she's speaking out about this? Oh, now she's going to be on the cover of People and she's going to divulge even more details in a book, and you guys are going to be able to see what's been going on in their relationship. No, none of this is brave. In fact, all of this is incredibly basic, right? Again, the idea is that people in Hollywood are aspirational. Don't you want to be just like them? Look at the money they have. Look at the fast cars they have. And then you see a relationship and they've got a family and they've got a son and they've got a daughter and they've been together for years. Black love, hashtag Black love. This is amazing. Who wouldn't want to be like them? Me, because let me tell you something. You are a better person than both Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith if you get up every day and you live an honest life. If you get up every
I love Candace. She be ripping them apart. She be ripping them like toilet paper, man. I love when she go in them.
day and you earn an honest living and you come home to your family. That's it. That's all it takes for you to be better than these people. I've told you guys for years, I absolutely hate Hollywood because it is ridden with frauds. Everywhere you go, there's a fraud in Hollywood, and you're finding out just how fraudulent it gets. You mean to tell me that since 2016, they've been putting on an act, hitting red carpets together, showing each other affection, better yet, preaching to the rest of us about how we should live our lives, right? Wasn't that the purpose of Red Table Talk? Something cool and something cultural. Bring it to the table. We'll talk about these things that are and so honest and so brave and so straightforward. There was nothing brave, nothing straightforward about anything that she demonstrated. other than her ability to lie to the masses for years. In fact, here's an example of that. She was on Watch What Happened Live, sitting down with Andy Cohen years ago, talking about how she keeps her relationship spicy, when in reality, they weren't even together. Take a listen.
How long have you guys been together?
23 years.
Wow. That's amazing. And in Hollywood years, that's 60 years.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Wow. How do you keep it hot?
How do I keep it hot?
By sleeping with other men, by sucking on August Alsina's penis. That's how she keep it hot.
Maybe I don't know. I mean, I'm baffled, really.
Yeah,
We're all baffled, Jada, of how it's possible for you to be this fraudulent and to smile in everybody's faces and to insert yourself as an authority in their lives, as an authority on how relationships should be dealt with, knowing that you weren't in a meaningful relationship really ever with him. We've heard you speak about how you cried on your wedding day. We've heard you outwardly speak about how you cheated on him. I guess you probably don't consider it cheating because you guys weren't together. But yes, it was cheating because you guys were married. We're a married couple, and vows mean something, no matter how much Hollywood is trying to convince the masses that really they don't. It can be progressive. We can consciously uncouple. We can stay married and sleep with other people, which is exactly what she did, by the way, when she decided to carry on an affair with a young man who was in his early 20s. I think he was 23 years old, a rapper named August who was friends with her son. Yeah, Jaden. She carried on an affair with one of his friends after he met her when he was young. Absolutely disgusting, despicable. You can't even consider the impact that it has had on the mentality of their children. Here's a picture of August. Now, you might notice that he looks a little different than clean-cut Will Smith, and there's a reason for that. It's because Jada Pinkett Smith is for the streets. I say
Shoo! She said it before I could say it. Yeah, she like thug dudes. She the type of woman that like a Future, a Tupac, and all that stuff, a Pookie. That's what she wants. She want to be smashed and crashed. That's what she want. That's what she want. That's exactly what she wants. She filed for sleeping with her son kid, man. I mean, her son friend, man. She filed for that. She a hoe.
absolutely disgusting, despicable. You can't even consider the impact that it has had on the mentality of their children. Here's a picture of August. Now, you might notice that he looks a little different than clean-cut Will Smith, and there's a reason for that. It's because Jada Pinkett Smith is for the streets. I say that because everything that she has told us about herself and her upbringing and her lifestyle and the things that she craves indicates that what she really wants is somebody that's a little harder than Will Smith. Absolutely. She's obsessed with Tupac. She's talked about Tupac for years following his death. Will Smith even conveyed this in his own book, that he was jealous of the special bond that she carried with Tupac, and she still holds a torch for him, despite the fact that he passed many years ago to this day. Because that's what she wants. She wants to be a part of the thug life. As I said, she is for the streets while trying to convince you that her family has attained something, that if only everyone understood how open and honest and amazing things could be, they could have it too. Now I'm going to run this interview back for you from her Red Table Talk Facebook show back in 2020 when she invited her husband to talk about her affair that she had, to essentially tell the public that it was totally fine that she cheated on him because he wasn't doing the things that he needed to do as a man. Yeah, you can't even imagine a man sitting down, agreeing to sit down and do this publicly, but somehow Will Smith did. And it's so cringeworthy, we should watch it again. Take a listen.
I feel like that husband, like I'm with you at the press conference. I'm that husband, now I gotta be with you at the press conference while you like tell the world about your transgressions.
Well,
like I love my baby. I'm gonna stand by my baby no matter what.
well, you know, I definitely understand
Simple alert.
why it would look that way or feel that way, but I actually don't look at it as a transgression at all.
Do you want to know what you should look at it as? Will Smith being officially spayed and neutered. That's what it is. We have just watched this completely over the last year unfold. The spaying and the neutering of Will Smith, formerly a man, formerly someone that people looked up to as an actor, now realizing that he doesn't have an ounce of manhood left in him because he refuses to file for divorce from this vile creature. Not vile because she's agreed to have this relationship. By the way, I'm not removing him from this. Both of them sat down and agreed to have this, not relationship, lack of a relationship, right? This fraudulent marriage so that they can maintain appearances in the public, but vile because she keeps publicly embarrassing him in this way. She routinely, publicly shames him in this way. There's nothing left of Will Smith. There really isn't, you know? And now we obviously have an example of that having been at the Oscars. New context provided. They weren't even married. So how fraudulent could Will Smith have been to say, "Don't keep my wife's name out of your mouth, thug life. Keep my wife's name." How dare you even use that title, wife, to describe somebody that you are not only living an entirely separate existence from, but also allowing other men to sleep with? This isn't your wife. You are not a husband. These words have meaning, sacred meaning. It is a union that happens under God, not in Hollywood, because nothing happens under God. In fact, everything happens under Satan. Yeah, it's demonic. That's what I try to remind you every single day on this show, that none of these people are aspirational. They're all dogs. They're all for the streets. And that's all I have to say about that.
Now, that was, I love when she go in, man, but now I got something for you. This is the one I've been really, the last one, because I want to tear this one apart. This is a woman who's going to justify everything that Jada Pinkett Smith has done, but there's going to be a gentleman who's going to be smart about it and say, hey, this is some BS, and she's going to and it's going to be the black woman. Out of everybody on this panel, it's going to be the black woman who takes up for all of this adultery and BS. It's crazy. Let's get to it.
I do believe, though, this revelation is a poor attempt to justify the entanglement.
Really?
I believe, I have not heard her publicly, and I could be wrong, but check from what I've heard from the Red Table Talk when I went back and watched the 2020, I've not heard her come out and apologize. And when somebody who's going through infidelity, that's the one thing that is valuable, is to know that they're loved and that the person is sorry. And so, to me,
But they
this
were
kind of
separated.
she's trying to justify it in this revelation.
But this is what's fascinating is they were already living separate lives for 3 or 4 years. The entanglement happened in 2020. They've been separated since 2016.
But they're still married. She cheated on him. He's hurt.
Yeah, but they were separated.
I don't agree with that because
Here we go. Come on. Here come the strong black queen with her black empowerment and black girl magic. She gonna tear apart the points of decency that he was making and just give you a bunch of BS about why she was right for cheating on Will Smith, being a hoe, and tell everybody about how Will Smith can't perform in the bedroom. All the stuff that Jada has done over the years. She's gonna stand by it. You know why? Because it's black girl magic.
Yeah, but they were separated.
I don't agree with that because what if
this was on the other side, we would call him a cheater. No. She cheated on him.
What if they have an agreement?
It doesn't matter if they separated.
No, wait, let me say it. What if Will and Jada had an agreement? We on a break, you do what you feel, right? And he did what he feel.
That's not what she said. We're making that up. That's not
we don't know what Will said. See, you missing out on what Will agreed.
Black women today, in my most humble opinion, do not want to deal with facts. Like the man said, that's not what Will said. That's what she said. Then she gonna try to backdoor it and say, look, well, we don't know what he said. Precisely. We don't know what he said. But most men are not going to agree with that when it comes to the woman that they love. She's speaking out her butt cheeks.
We're making that up. That's not
we don't know what Will said. See, you missing out on what Will agreed.
In the 2020 interview, when you go back and watch that red tape, they did not talk. I'm bringing receipts too. He did not disclose. They did not disclose that he agreed to it, and they talked about that. He did not agree to this.
Did he
and
know?
He made her. He asked her.
Was in the house. He was
I don't know because we're still
we don't know.
justifying.
Here's the thing. We're never going to know what went on behind closed doors. We don't know.
So cheating is cool. Entanglements are cool.
There's clearly hurt on both sides. You know, I think you never know what goes on.
Okay, look, hold on. Bring the same energy when we talk about somebody else and it's a man cheating. We got to bring the same energy. You don't know.
I'll keep it real with you. I don't believe in infidelity, but also don't have nobody around me, and you can't have nobody around you, and y'all can't be blurring the line. Right. That's what it is. But don't say she cheated. Don't say she cheated if you don't know what kind of relationship they have.
There's nothing.
All right, that's dumb. That's dumb as hell. It is dumb as hell what she just said right there. If she go out there and suck on another man's pipe, ride his pipe like that, and they're in a relationship, that is still called cheating. Marriage is called adultery. Don't you try to say that it's not cheating or adultery by saying you don't know what type of relationship they had. And you're right on one point. It might not even been him. It might have been her being a toxic demon in a relationship that's going out cheating on him. Cheating, all right. What's right is always right, and what is wrong is always wrong. This woman is only saying these things to defend her because that's what she would do or have done before or plan to do. This is a bitter woman. This is one of those women that keep other women single. This type of woman who feeds y'all this poisonous rhetoric about do whatever the hell you want to do, and it's always someone else's fault. That's what she's saying. She's blaming Will Smith for her opening her legs and letting a man get in her womb and shoot up the club. Man, nah.
That justifies, I don't care how tough the relationship is, there's nothing that justifies cheating in a marriage, period. Period. Nothing.
Did y'all see her face when he said there's nothing to justify it? I want you to look at her face when he said that.
Nothing that justifies cheating in a marriage, period. Period.
Now look at that face. You know he was right. There's nothing in a relationship that should justify cheating in a marriage. And look at her face. Look at her face. That face right there lets you know that she has been a hoe in a relationship. That look right there lets you know that she's saying these things, she's projecting, because she see herself in that situation and she know that's what she would have done, and she's trying to take up for Jada because that's what she do. Look at her. No decent woman would ever justify adultery. Not one decent woman, not one woman of moral character would justify the fact that a woman slept with her son's friend. No decent woman would do that. Do you get what I'm saying? She is an indecent woman. She's for the streets.
I'm not saying. Well, let me before everybody write in.
Before they write in.
I'm not saying that I agree with cheating. I'm saying these are different type of people living a different type of life that the average person don't live. We just finding out about it because the book just came out.
And they talked about it on Red Table Talk.
I think you bring
But
up
I didn't know they were separated for all those years. That didn't come out at the Red Table. Matter of fact, move the flowers and let us have the top table. Move the flowers and we gonna take it to the top table.
Because I think
all the things that they
there's
did.
still love there. I think
there is a lot of love.
I agree. That Oscar night.
I agree.
That's a lot of. They have kids. They have a family together.
It's love,
you think about
it's
that
hurt,
Oscar night
all
when he
of it.
yells out, "Keep my wife's name out your," you know what?
Yeah.
Right? Like that's still love, but he's still dealing with the pain and the hurt of that.
He's very protective of her. That's clear.
There's no doubt about it. There's a tremendous amount of love between these two people because I can tell you, if my wife and I separated, my wife would be gone. Like my wife.
That's enough of that. That's just ridiculous right there. The only reason why he feels protective of her is because he still loves her, and he is still dealing with the hurt. Point blank. And I can't stand that a black woman had got up there to defend the actions of an adulteress. Well, anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think about this. You know what I mean? Because I thought it was kind of silly. You know, I'll give y'all some more content pretty soon. Y'all take it easy now, yeah?